Welcome everybody to the third episode in the mobile gaming series happening at the Rage Digital Expo in 2020. With me today is a man that is incredibly hard to track down. I mean, so much so that we are doing a midnight interview because your schedule just doesn't allow anything else. Riaan, DKZA. Riaan, how are you doing, sir?
Good. A little bit tired, but good, you know.
You got coffee in your hand, right? You got coffee there.
Yes, coffee, you know, my happy juice.
What do you drink? What coffee do you drink? What is your juice?
The strongest possible I can find. So usually a Kenyan blend with either Doe Egbert or something along those lines.
So you do instant, or do you bean crunching to
both
espresso, or do you do both? All right, yeah.
Both.
I'm only a bean guy, so don't really talk to me about coffee unless you buy fresh beans and you crunch your own coffee.
No, I try to go for the strongest possible coffee blend I can find because it helps keep me awake enough to get through everything.
So before we get into what you do, because I think there's going to be a lot of viewers here watching now going, who the hell is this guy? I mean, you're probably the most underrated gaming caster in South Africa at the moment. And I don't mean underrated in any negative way. I mean, underrated in a lot of PC console gamers don't know who you are. You are pretty big in the mobile arena. So DKZA and Sam Wright, I'm just looking at the article here, she posted on Red Bull ZA, the backbone of South Africa's PUBG mobile scene. That's a pretty big statement there. Please tell us about who you are. Introduce yourself, if you don't mind.
Well, that's a huge compliment. Firstly, to start off with, I'm quite I'd say humble when it comes to that. You know, I don't really see myself as that.
Putting you on the spot.
Yeah, no, but either way, it's like thank you, I guess. You know, I don't have a big head or anything when it comes to that. But yeah, it's a huge honor to be noticed and just receive a little bit of awareness to what it is that we are doing. Of course, I've been in the PUBG mobile scene for close to 2 years now. Casting, doing production, all of that. Actually being involved with quite a few of the tournament organizers throughout South Africa, Medal State, ACGL. We've done a few things with the Battle Room Brawls as well. Also casting for Nodwin, so we are,
You say we, but it's really just you, right? It's just you.
Under the DK name, yes, but I mean, there's obviously, more people behind the scenes, yes. So it's not just me that does 100% of everything.
No, of course, but we're talking about you right now. So you're gonna have to take that humbleness, put it in a little ball, and throw out the window because we need to understand who DK is. So for those of you that didn't get it, DKZA Riaan is basically a caster, PUBG mobile caster predominantly, right? You did a bit of Call of Duty mobile, but
yes,
you in the PUBG mobile scene. And you are the name. You're the guy that casts all the big tournaments. You at least, you represent the scene. You know the players. You know the teams. I mean, if anybody wants to cast anything in PUBG Mobile, you're the guy to talk to.
Yeah, and that's actually how I met Sam. We had the Red Bull MEO coming up. And yeah, they actually, approached me asking me, to tell them more about the scene. And that's exactly what I did, Yeah, so it was absolutely fantastic, to get introduced into that whole section because, I've never really met any of the casters and so on from the PC scene. So yeah, it was an awesome introduction.
And it's fantastic, to be honest with you, to see you actually bridge this gap because we know PC and console gamers kind of look down on us mobile gamers, right? Let's be honest about that fact. A lot of the guys watching us watching this out of morbid curiosity more than anything else. But mobile gaming is up there with the tops of it, with the best of it. I mean, we're getting the top leagues. I mean, I'm an amateur kind of new player. I mean, Battle Room Brawls is all about the new play. you don't play in that scene at all. You play with the pro tournaments. Now, how did you get into this? I mean, you've been in the scene for about 2 years. Where did you start off in your PUBG Mobile scene? Did you start off as a gamer?
Yeah, so I started off just playing the game casually. Eventually stumbled upon a few South African players in game. Made my way through, stumbled upon some scrims. So it all started for me actually with the SAGC, South African Gaming Community.
Shout out to SAGC, yes, love those guys.
There we go. Yeah, so I approached them, asked them, can I stream the scrims? And they said yes, and I was like, okay, fantastic. And well, yeah, as they say, everything from there is kind of history or in the past. And yeah, dude, I started doing that, fell in love with what it is, and I haven't stopped since.
So you started off as a gamer. How did the bug bite you to become a caster? And how did you, who was your influences? Because surely you don't wake up one day and say, oh, I love this game, I'm going to talk to an internet full of people about people playing games. Like, how did that bug bite you?
Well, so I have some experience in production. Spent some years with stage productions and stuff that we did. Studied sound engineering also many moons ago. So I have some knowledge, not a lot of it, but let's just say some knowledge with regards to production and things like that. I actually, before I started with PUBG, I was creating content for Arc Mobile, again a mobile game.
Okay.
And yeah, I started playing PUBG, got introduced to that through some of my friends who actually suggested the game. And for me, the jump from creating content to casting wasn't such a big of a jump at that time. That's what I thought. Yeah. Rude awakening came shortly thereafter, discovering just how intricate it is and, what it actually entails. Yeah, it's a lot more than you think. I mean, casters in general just make it seem so easy because it runs so smoothly most of the time. But once you get behind the scenes, you start delving into the intricacies of it and actually discover how complicated and how much work it really is.
Totally. We're going to be talking about that in the next episode. So so anybody watching this episode, please stay tuned for the last episode in the series because we are going to be chatting about that. And it's a very interesting conversation. I want to pick your brain on a few things right there. So you kind of played the game a bit. You watched. Who are your main influences in casting? Who did you watch? You obviously didn't watch anybody in the PC side, did you?
No, to be honest, I kind of just winged it.
Really? So you didn't watch anybody online, or you didn't hear anybody really? You just said like, I want to be like a F1 commentator and explain to people how these guys play.
I won't go so far to say yes to that. F1 cast is a little bit different, but okay. Yeah, no, I kind of just listened to one or two people that I don't really recall the names in particular. It was no one major. Yeah, I just kind of listened to it just to get a kind of an idea of what they're talking about, and then I just jumped into it. So everything that I know so far is pretty much 95% of the time something that I've just learned, through just doing it.
Of course. And look, casting becomes a bit more of a job in terms of understanding the game that you're talking about and the industry and the people. Now, you decided to become a caster. You kind of jumped on board. Who did you cast for first? And kind of, how did that feel to you to become like, to actually have a live broadcast where you now talked through a game, commentated?
Well, so I started off, as I mentioned before, for the SAGC. That was where I first started casting. No webcam. No camera performance whatsoever. Yeah, just video and microphone. I actually started with these headphones. That was my microphone as well.
Nice.
And just using my iPad, and that's what I used to broadcast. And then eventually, built it up where I could then add in a webcam. And the first time bringing in the webcam was super nerve-wracking, because I didn't know how everyone was going to react to it. And then I just kind of decided, you know what, well, whatever, let's just do it. And yeah, here I am, upgraded the camera again to this lovely one that I've got now. And yeah, I'm loving it. It's absolutely fantastic. I've never really been camera shy or anything, but you know, it's always that little bit of a change up. It's something new. You don't always know what to expect. But yeah, I think, you know,
it's easy.
I just love it.
Now, one of the things I need to call you out on. I mean, it sounds all great and well. You're a hardcore PUBG Mobile streamer, right? You call them out, you call the plays, you have the conversations. You know, people rewatch your footage to understand their own strategy. But then when I call you up on the stream, you tell me you're playing Candy Crush. How does that work?
Yes, I need to unwind.
You're going to totally opposite end. You're going to something that's mind-numbing.
I wouldn't say mind-numbing. It just distracts me completely from what I've been doing, you know? I try to find these things that, as you mentioned, just go off in the completely opposite direction. Going from sitting here casting for 4 hours, you know, PUBG Mobile all the way, and then, you know, swapping over to Candy Crush. You know, so far I've been playing it for about 9 years. Yes, I'm saying it out loud in public.
Don't. What? Is there any other games that you enjoy?
Arc Mobile.
We've had this conversation before. All right, so you play that on mobile.
Yes, I'm actually one of the partners with what's the name? Man, this is embarrassing now. I forgot. Groove Street. There we go. Groove Street. Developers. I'm one of the partners with Groove Street as well. Yeah, the developers of the game.
But what mobile device you play on? It's the iPad, right?
Yeah, this one.
That looks like the Pro, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's the 10.5 inch Pro. This is the one. This is the exact one that I actually started my YouTube career on, which was on Arc Mobile. So,
all right.
I still have it. It still works.
But again, rewinding it to talking about you and your craft and kind of the games that you work on. So, what is your future prospects for you in terms of? I mean, PUBG Mobile is your kind of current beat.
Yeah.
Call of Duty Mobile is obviously on the fringes. Where to find
Yes, I'm actually in 2 weeks. So not this coming weekend, but the weekend thereafter. I'm actually starting a tournament that I'm be casting for Call of Duty Mobile, which will be running for 10 weeks. So yeah, so that comes into the mix alongside all the PUBG stuff that I'm doing, alongside all the other content.
Focus. Creating content, showing people how to stream.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to keep myself as productive as possible. You know, trying to fill up the time as much as I can. You know, I don't really need much sleep. I don't even sleep much anymore. Insomnia is real. So I make the most of the time that I've got available, which is usually about, 16 to 20 hours a day. So yeah, just do as much as I can, content focused, be that creating new things, coming up with new things, doing research, whatever I can get myself into, that's what I'm working on.
It's hard work and you have to hustle all the time. And I think on that point, let's kind of pause this conversation because we're going to continue it on the recording right now. But for those of you that's tuning in on the Rage Digital Edition live stream, please do tune in for the 4th episode in this mobile gaming series. And the next episode, we're going to be talking about streaming and specifically mobile casting and kind of some of the intricacies around that and streaming setups. I mean, we've got some interesting inputs here from both of us. So please do come back for that episode. Please check out the schedule on the Rage Digital Edition.